but Museum of Unbelonging was more like a comment about the politics of making an archive and history, and what is to be chosen to be a collective on political history and what is to be suppressed, and that like more unnoticed, unimportant, so-called unimportant, that kind of subaltern history. So I took very personal collections from my own cupboard, and this little collection is like started since my childhood, like playing with my sister Mo, the little toys, and when we are growing up they become like a memory. So all these little objects have a personal, strong personal values, and that value we create, and it's the human emotions and sentiments that have been created, like that value. So it is no less important than a museum piece we see. Like the phantom pain means like the pain with a memory, or a memory of a pain. So it doesn't really exist in your body anymore, but it gives you or reminds you of some kind of pain you had it in past. And in a very personal way, I don't always completely associate teeth with that kind of physical violence and pain, but it can be also a very simple experience, a personal experience of my own life, like how the teeth are, teeth, tongue, and mouth. They're also associated with the, with the producing your words, your sounds, your language. And I think when I was very much, like a Bengali speaking person. My mother is a poet, and when I migrated to Delhi, where I had to confront in a humiliating way about my inability and insufficiency of expressing myself in English or Hindi, because as a colonial country, we still borrow the hierarchy of some languages, and mainly English. The entire practice is dealing with the concept of radical hospitality, where guest host hospitality and tolerance. So the idea of tolerance level, where you are not given a very clear definition of your, because for me this is a language, and to establish this language I don't always support another fixed description. So I just sometimes think that, let the people to interact whatever way they want to associate. I can talk about the teeth like on and on, starting from like how any women artists are associated with the idea of body parts. And for me, when I started like around 2000, 2001, using teeth or blood or human hair, was just taking a fragmented part of a fundamental human body part. It was not just, you cannot define or separate any kind of gender or like race or sex, or like even the skin color, the nationality. So there is no differences of identities, by just by seeing a tooth, or so it's rather more universal. So so I wanted that kind of unique to use in my work as a tool of like to communicate or to express my idea of not believing in differences.